Dude, I don't know about you, but I'm a little weirded out. It's not a helicopter. It doesn't have rotor wash. There's no propulsion. There's no wings. It rapidly accelerates and disappears. Like, poof, gone.
That is Commander David Fravor, and he was flying the F-18 Super Hornet, which recorded that famous UFO video. This incident is also known as USS Nimitz UFO incident, and 3 videos were released to the public on December 16, 2017. In this video, we are going to analyze all 3 videos in detail, but the main reason why I decided to make this video today is because the US Navy has officially confirmed that these videos showing pilots spotting UFOs are absolutely genuine. The report states the Navy designates the objects contained in these videos as unidentified aerial phenomena, said Joseph Gradisher, spokesperson for the Deputy Chief of Naval Operations for Information Warfare. The unidentified aerial phenomena terminology is used because it provides the basic descriptions for the sightings or observations of unauthorized or unidentified aircraft or objects that have been observed entering or operating in the airspace of various military control training ranges. In addition to that, a spokesman for Senator Mark Warner, the Vice Chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, confirmed the briefing took place. The US Navy reported that there had been an increase in the number of sightings of UFOs by its pilots, though it said there was no reason to believe they were extraterrestrial in origin. So that is quite an interesting statement, and we'll come back to that in a little while. But first, let's take a look at the original videos taken from US Navy's Super Hornet aircraft. And to understand what is going on in this footage, first of all, we need to understand the information that is being displayed, so we can determine whether or not this is something that is man-made or something that is otherworldly, or maybe it's a technology that people are working on but is still hidden. So first of all, let's take a look at the display and see what kind of information we have. First, if you look at the top of the screen, you will see that the sensor is in IR mode or infrared mode. Below the IR mode, L represents left, and the 54 degrees mean that the sensor is aimed 54 degrees to the left of the aircraft axis. This bar shows that the Super Hornet is in a 20-degree left turn. This is a representation of the calibrated airspeed, which means that the speed of the aircraft is about 700 kilometers per hour. In the white setting, the hot display designator is in white mode. This means that hot items are going to be displayed in white and cold items are going to be black. As we can see in the footage, the object which is being tracked is white in color, but the clouds in the background are black. But there is also something which is very interesting over here.
So as we go down, when we get to the 12 o'clock position, it starts to mirror us. So it's in a clockwise flow and it's on the opposite side of the circle from us. And we continue this. It's in a climb, we're in a descent. We're getting a great look at it. This whole thing takes about probably up to 5 minutes from the time we show up.
As you can see, this aircraft is hovering, but in a normal camera, you cannot see the jet at work. But in the infrared mode, you can clearly see the thrusters on the aeroplane, which is helping it to hover. But in this case, this flying object is at least traveling at Mach 0.58, but there are no thrusters visible on the pod display. While in a normal aircraft, you can see these thrusters very clearly with an infrared sensor.
When we saw the video with the IR, it has no exhaust, no discernible things of anything form of propulsion.
This bar over here shows the altitude of the aircraft, which right now is approximately at 25,000 feet. So let's take a look at this video, and we can also listen to the conversations of the pilot. And there are some words that seem to be missing, but I will try to fill in the gaps.
Dude, there's a f***ing drone, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. Oh my gosh.
So the WSO says to the pilot, to David, that this is a drone. And in response, David replies that this is not a single object. There is an entire fleet of similar objects.
They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. The whole thing, dude.
So the pilot said that they are all going against the wind. So there are some people who claim that this might have been a weather balloon, but a weather balloon cannot go against the wind, especially when it is 120 knots. In addition to that, now the IR mode has been switched from white to black, and now the hot objects, instead of being white, can be seen in black. In addition to that, I would like to draw your attention to the object in focus. Although it can be clearly seen that the entire body of the object is black, but there is this kind of white hue, this white glow which surrounds the object. Now, one other thing I would like to mention over here is, although that this footage was taken from a fighter jet, which obviously has the state-of-the-art equipment, but unfortunately this footage released to the public is extremely blurry and of low quality, which of course raises some questions.
That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's like... Look at that thing! It's rotating.
Now there is something very peculiar over here, although it is difficult to see due to bad video quality. But as soon as the flying object slows down and starts rotating, there are a few black spikes which become clearly visible, as you can see over here and over here. Now of course the pilot seems baffled due to the capabilities of this object, because during mid-flight it just stopped and started rotating. Now this is the second video. In this video the display will be switched back and forth from infrared to TV mode, as it is displayed on the top over here. And you can also see that the pilot is now at a lower altitude of 19,000 feet, which was previously 25,000 feet. And you can also see the object is stationary. The pilot is now locked on the object in infrared mode, and as you can see over here, the weapon sensor operator has zoomed in from 1.0 to 2.0. So before it was in IR mode, and now it is in TV mode, and zooms in the object again. The object, as we can see, appears dark against the bright daytime sky and is clearly oblong in shape, or as the pilot also described it, like a tic-tac, which he also said was smooth without any wings or visible propellers. Now the WSO changes the image back to the IR mode and then resets the zoom to 1.0. Now here either the sensor breaks lock or the object shifts rapidly, and as we also know by the testimony of the pilot that the object had capabilities of moving very quickly, faster than any man-made known object, and that is also why these objects were later able to break away from the sensors and move at unbelievable speeds which according to the pilot a human body is incapable of handling. Then the sensor rapidly regains lock. Now the WSO will change the zoom several times. Now the object suddenly and instantaneously accelerates to the left out of the view of the sensor at what appears to be an unprecedented velocity. Let's take a look at that again. And that is the end of this second video. This flying object was first spotted hovering over the water. In this video, there is this small square present in the center of the display, which is actually a target auto track part. So let's take a look at this video. At first, the WSO is unable to capture the object moving at a high speed over water. On the third attempt, the sensor tracking captures it successfully.
Oh, got it! Woohoo! Roger, there's troubleshooting. Did you box moving target? No, I took an auto track.
And of course the WSO rejoices over his accomplishment of tracking the target successfully. And immediately he says, "What is that thing?" Then the pilot asks the WSO, "Did you box a moving target?" And he says, "No, I put it on auto track."
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at it fly!
And obviously both the pilot and the WSO are baffled at what they are seeing. Now the million-dollar question is this flying object from some advanced alien civilization? There is of course a large group of people that want to believe in these things.
Should this be possible, what you saw?
Not with the technology that we have today. Not at all.
I mean, if there are super intelligent aliens out there, they're probably already observing us. That would seem quite likely, and we just are not smart enough to realize it.
But of course, there is also another opinion.
The universe brims with mysteries. And so just because you don't know what it is you're looking at doesn't mean it's intelligent aliens visiting from another planet.
Could all be secret military testing on classified missions.
It's probably one part of the military not telling the other part of the military what they're up to, for a good reason.
Obviously for a good reason. And that one part of the government not telling another part of the government what it's up to has a term for it. It's called compartmentalization. And it is also possible that a group of scientists might be working on the same thing, but one group is not aware what the other group is doing. And if this is the case, and the government is involved in developing such technology, then that will mean that they are far ahead of the competition. And the timing of this admission could not be any better. Hope you enjoyed the video today and learned something, and I will be talking more about this subject in the future as well. Do remember to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.